the quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below? Only the shadows know.
Have you ever heard of a killer so methodical, so chillingly precise, that their crimes seem to be pulled straight from a work of fiction? Today, we're diving deep into one of America's most baffling and disturbing unsolved cases, the Alphabet Murders. This isn't just a true crime story. It's a journey into the mind of a predator who left a trail of clues so bizarre they've haunted investigators for decades. It all started in the early 1970s in Rochester, New York. A sense of unease was creeping through the city. Young girls were disappearing, only to be found days later, their lives tragically cut short. But what linked these horrific crimes was a pattern so specific. It was almost unbelievable. Our first victim was Carmen Colon, just 10 years old. She vanished on November 16, 1971, while running an errand. Her body was found 2 days later in the town of Churchville. The details were heartbreaking, but one clue stood out, a clue that would become the killer's signature. Her first and last names both started with the letter C, and she was found in a town that also started with C. Coincidence? Police weren't so sure. The city held its breath, hoping this was an isolated tragedy. But almost 2 years later, the nightmare returned. On April 2, 1973, 11-year-old Wanda Walkowicz went missing after a trip to the grocery store. A massive search effort was launched, but it was hopeless. A week later, her body was discovered near a highway in Webster, New York. The pattern was now undeniable. Wanda Walkowicz, found in Webster.www. The Alphabet Killer had a name, and terror had a new face in Rochester. Just a few months after Wanda's murder, the killer struck again. Maenza, also 11, disappeared on November 26, 1973. She was last seen walking home from a shopping plaza. 2 days later, her body was found in a ditch in the town of Macedon. Maenza, found in Macedon, M. The pattern was complete, and the community was in a state of panic. 3 young girls, all with alliterative names, all found in towns matching their first initial. Let's break down the evidence from a forensic and psychological perspective. The victims were all young girls, around 10 or 11 years old, from blue-collar, Catholic families. This suggests the killer may have been familiar with the area and the demographics of these neighborhoods. He was able to lure them away in broad daylight, indicating he was likely non-threatening in appearance, perhaps even charming. The cause of death in each case was strangulation. This is a very personal, hands-on method of killing, suggesting a desire for control and dominance over the victims. Forensically, this type of crime often leaves behind trace evidence. In the Alphabet Murders, however, the killer was frustratingly clean. He left very little behind. Semen was found on 2 of the victims, Wanda and Michelle, which gave police a crucial piece of evidence, the killer's blood type. It was type A. This narrowed the suspect pool, but in a city the size of Rochester, it was still like searching for a needle in a haystack. One of the most intriguing pieces of evidence was the presence of cat hairs found on the clothing of the victims. This wasn't just any cat hair. It suggested the killer either owned a cat or spent a significant amount of time in a location where a cat was present. It's a small detail, But in a case with so few leads, every detail matters. The geographic profiling of the crimes is also fascinating. The abduction sites were all within Rochester, but the body disposal sites were in different towns, miles away, forming a sort of triangle around the city. This indicates the killer had access to a vehicle and was comfortable navigating the surrounding areas. He was organized, planned his crimes, and took steps to avoid immediate detection. This wasn't a crime of passion. It was the work of a calculated, predatory serial killer. So, who could have committed these atrocities? The police had several suspects over the years. One of the most prominent was the girl's own uncle, Maenza Colon. He was the last person to see Carmen alive, and his story had inconsistencies. He failed a polygraph test, which, while not admissible in court, raised serious red flags. However, police could never find enough concrete evidence to charge him. He maintained his innocence until his death in 1991. Another major person of interest was a Rochester firefighter named Dennis. He drove a car similar to one spotted near the abduction scenes, and he fit the general profile. He was questioned extensively, but like with Colon, the evidence was purely circumstantial. The case against him never solidified. Then there's the specter of Kenneth Bianchi, one half of the infamous Hillside Stranglers duo. Before his killing spree in Los Angeles, Bianchi lived in Rochester. He drove an ice cream truck, a job that would have given him easy access to children. He worked with a man whose wife was named Wanda, and he was known to frequent the areas where the girls disappeared. Most damning of all, his last name is one letter off from fitting the B pattern that police suspected would be Nick's. After his arrest in California, Rochester police questioned him about the Alphabet murders. He denied any involvement, and with no physical evidence linking him, they couldn't move forward. The psychological profile of the Alphabet killer points to someone with a narcissistic personality, a deep-seated need for attention, and a sense of superiority. The alliterative pattern wasn't just a coincidence, it was a taunt. The killer was playing a game with law enforcement and the media, leaving a calling card to prove how clever he was. He craved the infamy. This is typical of organized serial offenders who get a thrill from the public reaction to their crimes. They see themselves as puppet masters, controlling the fear of an entire community. The selection of victims, all young and vulnerable girls, suggests a deep-seated rage or inadequacy, possibly stemming from his own childhood or relationships. By targeting innocent children, he was exerting the ultimate power, a power he likely felt he lacked in his everyday life. So where does the case stand today? Decades have passed, and the Alphabet murders remain officially unsolved. Key suspects have passed away. Witnesses' memories have faded. But the case is far from dead. With advancements in DNA technology, there's always hope. The biological evidence collected from Wanda and Michelle's bodies is the key. In 2007, authorities tested the DNA against Kenneth Bianchi, and it was not a match, officially clearing him of the Alphabet murders. This was a huge development. Modern genetic genealogy, the same technique used to catch the Golden State Killer, could potentially blow this case wide open. If there's enough viable DNA left from that sample of type of blood, investigators could upload the profile to public genealogy databases. They could then build a family tree, zeroing in on a suspect or a family of suspects with a connection to Rochester in the 1970s. It's a long shot, but it's the best shot we have. The story of the Alphabet murders is a chilling reminder of the evil that can lurk just beneath the surface of a quiet community. It's a puzzle with missing pieces, a narrative without an ending. For the families of Carmen, Wanda, and Michelle, the pain is lifelong. But for the investigators and the amateur sleuths who continue to study this case, there's a glimmer of hope that one day science will finally give a name to the phantom who haunted Rochester, and the alphabet killer will be a mystery no more. What do you think? Was it a local who knew the families, or a transient predator passing through? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you found this investigation compelling, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating mysteries. See you next time.
In the quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding
in the quiet of the night when the cold winds blow? There's a truth in the dark where the secrets go.
Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time. What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below?
Only the shadows know.
In the quiet of the night, when the cold winds blow, there's a truth in the dark where the secrets go. Every whisper, every crime, unraveled one clue at a time.
What's hiding in the past? What's lurking down below?